JB, if you could come on up. Sir Sheffield. So the Q&A today, because we have such a large cast, the Q&A today will be kind of in two parts, but a mixed match. Emmy winner Sheffield, who is with NBC, he does the Olympics, but he's also a really great friend of mine. He'll be leading the celebrity in portion of the questioning. And my questions will be directed towards, will be a conversation between JB and I. If you have questions or comments, there's two microphones in the back. Please make your way to those, and we will make this more like a cipher conversation as opposed to, you know, a straight-on presentation. We want this to be a conversation. So if you have any questions, you can just pop up and go to any of the two microphones in the back. Here you go, Shafik. See if that works.
Hello, hello.
Hello, okay. You can go to any of the two microphones in the back and join in this conversation, okay? Think of it as a cipher. All right, hello, cast. Hi. Absolutely amazing. Shafik's gonna start off the questioning.
All right, this is, yes.
I got cast gifts. Everyone gets a Disney Labubu. So
Wait, say that again? Oh, you got little boo-boos for everybody?
They're actually really
Let me
beautiful.
see this.
Thanks,
Oh my
Jamie.
God.
Ah.
I'm gonna be so mad. I want one. Ooh. I know, right?
And if y'all know, you know, but this is so hard to come by.
That is so sweet. Please tell me you got one for me, JB, please. I want a Labubu. I got a Labubu! I got a Labubu!
Thanks, JB.
You might as well get one too.
That is so cute. I got a Labubu. Hey, Labubu. Like, that just speaks to the type of person JB is, especially since I've known him. Very giving.
Do you guys want to open them now? To see what you got?
Do we open them now?
Do you want to open them now? I already got mine. I got the secret, so.
Oh, the
tab.
You have to sing something?
There is a tab on the box.
I'm gonna open mine. I'm keeping mine. I'm gonna look at everybody else.
Yeah, right there. The tab.
You open yours, right?
Good luck. What'd you get, Jasper?
So,
You got Dale.
oh my goodness.
You got Minnie.
The Minnie Mouse.
You got Goofy.
Well, I got Minnie too.
Oh, you got Minnie too?
I got Minnie. Well, no,
What'd you get? Oh.
Mickey Mouse.
Oh, you got Minnie? So I don't know if you guys know about the current cultural craze around Le Boubou. Am I saying that right?
Labubu, yeah.
Le Boubou. I don't know if everybody understands the cultural craze behind these things, but I don't understand it. But I wanted one because why do we want things? Why do we want these?
I know there's a lot of like commercialism and like landfill, which is actually all true. But there's also like hate and racism and war. I'm like, I'd rather see people into Labubus than like hatred, so I'm okay with it. Like, give people a reason to love something. I don't care. Just don't throw it away.
Right. Valuable. That's why I'm like, do I want to open this or not? But this is amazing, and it speaks to the heart of who you are and what this film is about. It's amazing to see someone who lives their art. And since I've known you, you've been doing that. And this is a testament to that,
Yeah.
right?
And I love
So,
Disney.
I'm going to let
Okay.
Shafik ask the amazing cast and stuff, and you and I will chop it up a little bit.
Okay. All right. So first of all, I'd like to thank all of you for being here in person. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah. This series, right, is the first episode that we saw today. But I just want to start out by saying this is an all-star cast. Not only people here in person, but if you want to mention some of the names that are not here with us, because there's a lot.
Oh, yeah. Do we have the thing of kid?
Yep. Can we play? We have a special video from Kid and Play. He
Yeah.
wasn't able to get here to New York from LA. They had a
last
special
minute.
event there.
Yeah, they actually won an award yesterday, Kid and Play.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it. Some
At the
international hip hop award.
Hall,
Yes.
Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Hip
Yes,
Hop Hall of Fame
award. So
award.
congratulations to Kid and Play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, this is Kid. You know what, working with JB was very unique, I'll say.
Oh, excuse me.
But his creative mind was an inspiration, and I hope and pray that you guys really enjoy what he put together. It's great to be part of a great cast. Enjoy, and I look forward to more projects with JB. Peace.
That was good, yeah. And that was literally like yesterday. I was like, no, but that was kind of dope, so thanks, Kid. But yes, aside from these incredible artists, there's also Dante Bosco, who's the voice of Buster Brown. Buster's my real life late dog, just so you know. But Dante is from Hook. He's the lead voice in Avatar: The Last Airbender, so he's like iconic. Rosie O'Donnell is the voice of Felicia. She's in Ireland, but she's wanted to be here too. Kathy Griffin is the voice of Chastity, the like really mean religious girl. I'm stalling. I can't think of anyone else. Oh, Margaret Cho. Oh, she'd be so insulted. Oh my God. Yes, Margaret Cho, who's like, yeah, an iconic, stand-up comedian from South Korea. She's so dope, and she's the voice of Chunk. But she's touring for her one-woman show in LA. But she really wanted to be here too. And I'm stalling again. I don't know. Tatum O'Neal, my God. Tatum O'Neal, who's like family to me, the youngest Oscar winner in the world. She's extremely talented, and on a personal level, like a full-on warrior of a human. She's the voice of the daytime streetwalker, and and she's been going through some chapters in her life, and she still pulled through and did an amazing job, but she also wanted to be here. Anything else? Oh my God, this is Tigra, like my best friend. American Resner, she's the lead singer of How to Destroy Angels with her husband Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails. She's the voice of, oh my God, you guys, the one that smokes the hookah. I wrote this, by the way. Wheels. Yeah, she voiced Wheels, but she actually just had a baby, so she's in mama mode. But she also wanted to be here too. And I think I'm good now, right? Yeah? Okay.
Yep, got everybody. All right. So I just want to first start saying that this is not your first project, because of course Sport was an original project beforehand, and you made this into an animation since I believe it's 2013. So it's been a long journey for you. So thank you for being dedicated with your craft. And one of the things I saw here, and you kind of explained before in another video I saw, it's called acid animation. So I just want you to explain what that means, because obviously we've seen a lot of visuals, cartoons, and animations over the years, but you had a different approach to this. So explain that approach.
Yeah, acid animation, I just made up that word, but I went with,
Trademark.
But I called it acid animation because it felt like a sizzling of a bunch of approaches. The film peaked in 2013. I got on Netflix. Miley tweeted it's her favorite movie of all time. I was #1 for like 4 months. It was a cool moment for me, I'm an indie filmmaker, and it was dope. But then I had this approach that on paper, everyone I pitched, they're like, wait, say it again? Like, it's mixed medium, and it's like, my pitch is basically South Park meets Blue's Clues. There's like insight, but it's like rated, PG-13. It's made for kids and like young adults and really anyone who's like bored and they come across it on their iPhone at night with like AirPods, in their ear, and they're like, what is this? And then it's like a slow burn water cooler talk thing. It's not meant to be like, it's here. It's meant to be like, yo, I watched this weird ass show, and it was like about why lying is bad. It's so weird, but it was kind of dope. And it slowly kind of built. That was my intention, to watch it by yourself in bed or when you get COVID or some shit. And that was the vibe, like a weird kind of artsy, but everything I'm saying, you can imagine, streaming app is like, right, well, thank you so much. I'm like, okay. And then acid animation came in because I had the approach of, I love AI is great, and I'm not a hater, but I don't use AI for creation. So there's no AI involved. but I wanted to take 2D hand animation and combine that with 3D animation and then mix that with stop motion, claymation, and live action. So I call it asset animation because it's basically like 4 or 5 approaches blended together to make the result.
All right, so I just want to first acknowledge again the people on the stage. So if you could just say your name and your character so we could put a face to their name too.
Hi, yep. Hi, I'm River, and I play Spork.
Hi, I'm Coco, and I play Tootsie Roll, bitch.
Hi, I'm Tigra, and I donated music.
Tigra made all the music in the original film. She made the opening song in this, and she's also that girl covered in all that black makeup dancing during the credits. She's basically the music god.
Hi, I'm Jasper, and I play Charlie.
Hi, I'm Envy the Clown, and I'm the dancer. You can see my face.
I'm Dozy, I play Enrique.
I'm Jessica, and I play Jessica.
That's
I'm
JB's
Boogie, and I play
sister.
Jackie.
This question is for Spork. So obviously there's a lot of spirituality and philosophy in this piece. There's something very important here where you're holding a book at the very beginning, lucid dream. So I want you to give us the definition as you understand it, as your character portrays it.
Of lucid dreaming. My definition of lucid dreaming, well, okay, I'm also very spiritual too, and I believe like this is all a dream. And so I think as the character, she understands that we're all under, and me as a person understands that we're all under like a collective hallucination and an illusion of different sorts of sort of ideas that we've been told to exist in, and some of those ideas, as you know, JB talks about in Spork, are oppressive and are damaging and are hurtful, and I think to lucid dream is kind of to step out of that collective illusion and step into wakefulness, which is, I think, the idea of love and acceptance. But I think that's a constant thing to like sort of coming out of and practicing sort of to step away from how we've been taught to act or taught to think, and to come back and return back to like love, I think. Maybe.
Let me just ask the audience right quick, out of show of hands, how many people know this term lucid dream? Okay. All right. I'm learning it for the first time myself, so I'm asking it. There's a lot of information, again, when we talk about philosophy and things like that, that's being directed to this character. And as we continue to watch this piece, it's about the dream itself, and there's important things that were said about reclaiming your power. So I'm just wondering, how can you reclaim power if that power is confined in a dream? What is your understanding of that? Yeah. I will put you on the spot because you're the main character.
What? We did this 2 years ago, and I just saw this now.
What, are we still stuck in a dream now? So.
Are we? This is feeling like a dream right now. Now. What was the question?
Okay, I'm going to paraphrase. So basically, we know that this entire episode is about the lucid dream in general, right? So you start reading the book, and then you close it reading the same book. And I'm just wondering, because we talk about reclaiming your power, that's some of the themes in there. You have these sort of people and characters that you come across that give you things to help you along your life. But I'm just wondering, once you get this information, how do you reclaim that power if that power is stuck in a dream? How do you transform that into reality?
I guess it's about, really, embodying it through day-to-day life and your day-to-day interactions. And I think it's about taking what you learn from your dream and sort of, yeah, what the sort of Mr. character says at the end of just, you know, you have to, or what you, JB, say at the end, like the post-credit part of just, yeah, you have to, I'm literally drawing a blank. I'm like, that's a really deep question.
No, that's all right.
I actually, yeah.
No, I'm asking kind of questions because, of course, we talk about these sort of life messages and things like that, and hopefully you could agree with this. You're trying to portray, and you even said humans is a virus. I caught some of these things that you're putting in there. So I'm just wondering, does the cast really capture the embodiment of these messages that you're putting out here? What is the understanding and process that maybe you helped them to understand to portray the characters properly?
Oh, for sure. Well, first, it's the left side of the fence facing, yes, green left. Humans are a virus. And on the other side, it says, nah, that's not true, only the bad ones. So it keeps going. I don't think humans are a virus. I mean, some, but, you know. And cast-wise, yeah, I think everyone here sort of has a chip of themselves into the characters. I think as artists, we all sort of bleed ourselves into the thing. I wrote it, but I didn't embody it. And, you know, Jessica's Jessica, all these species, you know, Coco is very vivacious. She's got a lot of energy. She's got a very strong spirit. So to be honest with you, yeah, Coco absolutely, to me, was like, that's Tootsie Roll. Because just as an individual, as a human being, Coco does have a lot of power. And Coco commands a lot of space within herself. And that's in a good way, like a privileged way. In a way that I think people gravitate to her. And Tootsie Roll's like that. Like the character Tootsie Roll is someone that you really want to have in your corner because she's going to lift you up. And she's a force. I don't know if we should go through every person, but that is the same for everyone. River is an actual intersex being who is basically an advocate and literally living a rights movement. Ever since they came onto the scene, they've been flipping the game. River is more than just, you know, an actress. She's a full-on poet. She does so many different mediums. And when I, of course, was thinking of Spork, I was like, oh my God, River would be like the best. So I'm super grateful to have her. Jasper's always had like a soft spirit. I've been watching Jasper from afar and watching her sort of carve her way through her life and her journey. And she, I don't know, she has a sort of gentleness to her, but a kind of strength. And I was just noticing that from a distance. I was like, oh, this is like perfect for Charlie. So yeah, Tigra is a, you know, music genius. She's been making beats and, you know, hip hop. I grew up in Miami. She's like queen of Miami bass. So I was like, oof. And Spork is sort of like a 1990s, late 80s hip hop vibe, you know? I love Houdini and stuff like that. So I was like, oh my God, the cars that go boom, Tigra should make the music. And that was just like really dope. So she, of course, is an amazing dancer. MTV Music Award coming up for Best Choreography, and Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, which is amazing. Yes, girl, yes. So, of course, when it came to having a live-action dancer, I was like, ooh, I gotta get Envy the Clown. So thank you so much. David, I've been teaching art therapy in South Central for like 7 years. I made my own art therapy class called The Expressionist, and I do it like on the side of my film career, and David was one of my students for 4 years, you guys. Well, yeah, and he literally is a rapper. Like his whole life he's been rapping. And then he used to get up in front of the entire school and do beats, and I would record them for him because I do art therapy. And he was just so like, yo, I need like a young rapper kid. So of course, hello, David. My sister owns her own beauty studio, so of course she's gonna do her thing and play herself. She's amazing. So yeah.
I have a question. As you all know, we're in a very volatile time right now, politically. This piece, like I had said before, is very opposite of what we're living right now, right? Can each of you tell me why you said yes to this project? Except you, JP. I want to hear from the cast. Why did you say yes? You're each very powerful in your respective space in the world. And each of you are so different in what you do, but very at the height of your success. Why did you say yes to this project?
You know, JB, they have such a good heart. I mean, he's just an incredible human being, and I think for me it's really important to uplift artists that are trying to you know, expand our capacity to love and expand our minds. So it was, yeah, instantly, because he's just such a great human.
I did it because he is a great human, and he didn't forget about me. We worked together years ago on a project, and the fact that you never forgot about me, and you reached back and you asked, I was like, absolutely. I didn't have any idea what this was about, but because JB, he was genuine, he reached back, I said yes.
Thank you. Make me cry.
I said yes to the project because at the time he was making the original Spork. I thought it was a very good coming-of-age story. There was the duality, the children all sort of trying to figure themselves out, and this central character that we'd never seen before that was intersex. And I thought that was a great perspective to have that sort of duality that's in all of us. I think we're always coming of age, and I thought it was a really important message. And he hit me up on MySpace. I was like, hey.
The original
Did you say
script.
MySpace?
Yeah,
Did you say MySpace?
MySpace still exists,
That's
though.
how long ago.
Wow.
It still exists.
Wow.
Everybody's like, MySpace? Yeah.
It still
he's
exists.
been working on
MySpace
this
still
for a long
exists.
time. Well, on the original movie. Yeah. It was a long, long time ago. That long ago. Yeah, so when he asked, I said yes.
I think that I said yes mainly because we're in a time politically right now. I mean, where, you know, LGBTQ people are just, it's not a great place, especially in America, for them. And so, like, you know, doing this, like, mid-transition was, I think, you know, it was really nice to have that representation. And I think that's something that doesn't exist as much as, you know, people say it does in the industry. So, you know, any chance I can take to, you know, blow that representation further and just, like, you know, push progressively in a society that isn't necessarily. And, you know, you're offering us that opportunity, which is incredible. So.
I said yes because I knew, like, I could simply just come and just be myself, and I love to dance, and I knew that I could just bring the energy. And also, in the original Spork film, the original Tommy the Clown was actually in it, but he wasn't dancing. He was just a DJ in the movie, and so I was like, yeah, why not come put our style of dance on the spot? And I'm sure everybody could feel a little 1-2. So if y'all seen, y'all probably like, oh, she getting down. That ain't even half of what I could do for real. But yeah, I just wanted to come broadcast my, you know, my style of dance. And he's very nice, and he made me feel comfortable at home. And we did it in Inglewood, so yeah.
Well, I said yes because I was actually a student at JB's. I've known JB since I was 14. What y'all saw on screen was the original classroom of him, like, this is the class, and that's everything we did. JB is actually an intoxicating being with, like, hope and love. And he'll tell it how it is, straight up. I would have songs that were, like, so, like, quote-unquote hateful, and he would, like, go down the lyrics and be like, okay, well, this isn't, like, we're in a whole different time right now. Like, it's rather to be progressive than be hateful and negative. And I took that my whole journey. I'm 22 now, and it's like, I'm here on stage with JB. And it's like, I've always, like, looked up to JB. Like you said, the embodiment. Like, I embody, like, the love and hope that JB brings on, like, everywhere.
I'll let you know. Jesus Christ.
Sis?
Hi, I'm JB's big sister, and I took this on because I'm a witness since the day he was born and started talking. He's been wanting to be a filmmaker and spread positive and light and love in our society. It's always been a passion of his, and I'm very proud of him for following through with it.
Okay.
So as we all know, this is an actual series, and this is just the first episode, the premiere episode. What can we expect from future episodes? Is it always a balance between ego and confidence, or did you find some sort of closure in this episode?
It's weird. I don't know how much to say. Like even with like here in the crowd, I didn't know should I show this to everyone and pitch it and just get the series going, or should I do this? I went this route because I don't want to do this again and like not be able to translate myself. So I say this to connect to your question. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do the closing. I'm not gonna go crazy. It's not gonna be like 1,000 people. I'm not gonna try and do like huge Hollywood Reporter, because I don't want to get ripped. People just steal, you know? It's like, you gotta be careful. But I wanna do a moment like this to show that we can get together and then put that together, and then I'm gonna go on a huge pitch tour. But I say that to connect to your question. I don't exactly want to give away everything, you know what I mean? Like, but yes, it's an 8-episode series, and every episode sort of connects to itself. And I want to say it so bad, but I don't know if I should. But I guess you guys are like, what are we gonna do?
You can tell. You won't tell
We're not
anybody.
gonna tell nobody.
It's like, who cares? But I don't know. Yes, every episode does connect. There's a running theme, and yes, every episode will have a sort of larger message. Thank you. That's such a basic word to not know. But at the end of it, instead of me rambling like I'm doing now, I want to have like a really dope guest. So I'm hoping like, Miley loved it, so I'll have like, Miley will be in episode 1, or I'm like, Miley, what? And then we'll be doing this, but I'll be asking Miley, like, what's so confidence and ego? Explain to me, Miley, how that is different in your mind. And we'll hash it out for like 10 minutes. And that's how it'll be each episode at the end.
Does the cast know the other episodes yet, or just you?
No, nobody, yeah. But I have a whole
the cast has
outline.
just seen this for the first time too, right?
They literally all saw it the first time tonight. I'm crazy. But in my defense, in my past, I've had some like really cool meetings and moments. I've been in the game for a minute, and it wouldn't work out. But then I would see the artist, it would like come out, and I'm like, wow. And I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm not that special. That happens to a lot of people. But I learned to keep things to my vest. So I was like, okay. But not with them. Them, I wanted them to see it together on the screen. I thought that would be kind of dope. That's why I did that.
All right. I'm going to ask this question of Coco. I'm going to put you on the spot now. Since you have not seen the other episodes yet, or you're still conceptualizing it and stuff, I'm going to assume, of course, as a filmmaker, everything you do is intentional, down to every word and nuances, especially in animation. There's something I picked up where there's a particular part where you're wearing 3D glasses, right? And oh, you have a pair. Okay. All right. So maybe you could answer this question for me then. In the sense of this context of this project, there's some sort of visual awakening, right? And you sort of use this personification of these glasses in a sense, right? Do you feel, from your background as an artist, how did you find your voice and then use that voice to conceptualize it in this vision, this new vision of seeing something that you have?
This just lets me know, like, I can do this. This is something that I wanted to get into. So when he reached out, I was unsure, but he was like, come on, you can do this. And he coached me in the studio because I had never done this before. I can sing down, but it's different for me. So I really had to step out of Coco and just try something else. And, I put on my little glasses and I got in there and I did it. So seeing this today, I'm sitting there with everybody else. I was like, wow, I did that. I doubted myself. So I was really curious to see how it turned out and, what it was going to be like. But sitting there with my family and my friends, I'm just like, wow, bitch, you did that. Yeah. So thank you again, because Tootsie Roll, that was me.
I have to ask a question about the representation of yourself on the screen. As we know, that is super important, how we see ourselves. But you're seeing yourselves in animated form. So I know that might have been surreal, so I want to ask you about that. I have a daughter, as you guys know. I keep talking about her all night long, because that's my boo-boo. She is an artist. and she's often drawing things and making representations of people. But to see yourselves on the screen for the first time as an animated figure, to see it through our eyes, how did that make you guys feel? One of the ones that we liked the most, or that hit us the most, was of Coco's character, when her head was bopping and the headphones was like, that music was going in and out. That was such a visceral, beautiful moment. And I was like, wow, I wonder if Coco saw that and how she felt when
I
she
didn't.
saw that.
And then, and the fingernails. I was like, wow, you captured that. I've been having nails since I was a young kid. So to see all of that, and she'd bop in, and my friend said, that's you. I said, it is me. That's how I was at like 12, like my friends, they were laughing at me. 12, 13, I was that girl. Like, yeah, I was a lot, and she was a lot. So I was like, yeah, he captured
Yeah, she's
that.
dope. She's dope. I see her on like t-shirts. Like, she's a moment. But all of you are moments. Sports hair is a moment. I think I'm kind of sporking today. I'm in my Jody Watley vibe. But
Same, honestly. I was like, wow, my
Okay,
hair is
yes.
kind of like Spork's hair.
how do you feel about that representation, you know, having your voice come out of this person that's you, but not you?
It's funny because I forgot what it was that I actually did, and I was like, oh, she's so cute. Like that, you know, she has like, she's so innocent, and I forgot that like I sort of did that, and yeah, I this is my second time voice acting, so it's one of those things where it's so freeing because you could just fully embody the character using like the tool of your voice and kind of like let yourself go, and then but there's kind of this leap of faith that goes into it too, to see how the voice then marries with the animation itself. But I think for everybody, all the characters and voices just match so perfectly.
Do you guys understand how political this piece is that you're in? How political Spork Cartoon is? You guys realize that? For all of us in this room right now, in this moment in time, the New York Times just came out with a piece from Trump that said that, the current administration that really took a hammer to things that are in the Smithsonian right now, right? They took issue with anything that had to do with LGBTQ rights, trans rights, black rights, civil rights, to the point where he said something like, you know, why we keep saying that slavery was so bad. That like took me back to like, you know, and I read this like literally the other day. How are you guys going to manage holding this piece, understanding that it is in direct conflict with what the current administration is trying to push out to the world, and still stand in the power and strength and love of what you're representing? How are you guys going to move forward with that? Because it is a challenge.
Well,
For me, not stopping.
before you answer that, there's actually an animation that supports everything just too. I don't know if you've seen it online, but of course PBS is losing their funding or partly their funding. There's an animation that replaces it, and is actually one of the animated series is actually Christopher Columbus, the portrayal of Christopher Columbus is saying that slavery is justified in his time based on that. So if you haven't seen that,
Replaced,
yes,
right.
it is replaced. It's already done. They already did it.
Yeah.
The animation is done, and they're planning to replace that in PBS's time slots.
Now, if you think about it, you're talking about Sesame Street, and we all grew up on Sesame Street. Now imagine that being replaced with what they just put out. It's happening. So the importance of us having Spork Cartoon, which is Blue's Clues meets South Park, right? How are you guys going to hold that that space for it? And I know that's a tough question, but we have to ask it because it's the Hip Hop Film Festival and that's what we do. But I'd like to hear from each of you how that resonates with you.
I mean, for me, just as the filmmaker, I'm not gonna stop. Like I already showed that, it's 2013 and here we are. So like, there's no stopping me, and I've been blessed by whatever's in the fifth dimension by all these incredible artists. So I'm full steam ahead. Like I've already, you know, this is something I've been trying to do since 2013. So I'm not stopping. Like I don't care what streaming app or where this goes. I'm like, well, it's definitely coming out. That much is like known. and all the episodes will come out, all of the messages and all that stuff, and all these incredible, souls that I've got next to me and in front of me is going to happen. In my mind, there is no like pause or nothing. And if anything, it gives me more ambition to move forward. Hearing stuff like that just makes me want to go home like right now and just hit the pen to the paper.
Anyone else want to add in? Does that make you guys feel any type of way to understand how?
Yeah, I want to say this project wasn't done for or in spite of this administration. This was a message that was bigger than all of that. And I think it's going to resonate and it's going to hold up for itself. Because at this point, what we're witnessing is no longer censorship, it's replacement. And it's up to us, the creatives, to actually shine a light on what is reality versus what is fantasy. Because they are trying to feed our kids fantasy right now. So it holds its own place. I don't think we have to hold a place for it. I think there are enough of us who are going to hold a place for it.
Well said.
Thank you.
Oh, and the 3D glasses, that's because in science, we live in the fourth dimension. So when Spork dreams, she puts on 3D glasses because she goes into the 3 dimensions because the fourth dimension is time. So this is the 3 dimension, and the fact that 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds just went by, time is the fourth dimension. Stay with me. So when you dream, lucid dreaming, or when Spork is asleep, like actually out, she's dreaming and there's no time. That's why the clocks keep spinning when you see it, because time doesn't exist in dreams. So there's no linear up, down, left, right. It's sort of like a blob of, how would I say it? It's like the shape of water. Like there is no shape, it's shapeless. So that's why she puts on the 3D glasses so she can see in the 3-dimensional dream. That's a lot, I know, but just to answer it.
If we have any questions from the audience, now is definitely the time to make your way to the microphones.
I thought it was a great episode, JB. It seemed like there was a lot of intention with everything that was done here. There was a lot of symbolism, and then there was a lot of subtle messages, just like the books in the girls' locker, or the messages that were graffitied all over the wall. I wanted to know what was the significance behind the number 1111. Like, I saw that Spork had it on her chest. I saw that, I think it was in somebody's hair. I believe that it was like just kind of splattered everywhere. So I just kind of wanted to pose that question to you.
I think we all know that. I call it the magic minute. Everyone has their own. Some people call it angel numbers. Some people see it as like science. For me, as a kid, I grew up my whole life obsessed with patterns. It's like sort of like my Rain Man kook, and I'm just like a patterns like person, like intense. And as a kid, I would always see the clock line up, and I was like 11:11. I would make a wish, just innately. And then as I got older, I realized so many humans, like Ellen DeGeneres has a production company called 1111. I was like, what? Like it's a whole thing. But on a personal level, it just was something I always did. And going back to the 3D glasses, the fourth dimension's time, I just thought it was kind of neat that all in this sort of man-made thing of time that we sort of curate, the numbers line up, and it just felt like a bridge. But if you Google 1111, you're going to find hordes of things that mean very different things, but in a way are interchangeable. And I think everyone here has something with 1111, right? Yeah, and that's my head. It's tattooed on. My hair looks horrible. I'm not taking that off, but it's down this side. Oh, and in the movie, she wore the T-shirt The Wiz. But I don't want to pay rights for The Wiz. Are you kidding me? I got those rights right before Michael Jackson became Stardust. So I was like, there's no way I'm getting those again. So 1111.
I also want to say I thought it was really dope that Tootsie Roll, the black girl, was a point of strength instead of a point of weakness inside of the plot. So I thought that was dope. Yeah.
Any other questions? Just make your way to the back. Microphones on either side.
All right, we got a question over there.
What's up, JB? Really original, new, beautiful episode. I'm kind of curious about your process writing. What does it look like? This piece was very avant-garde, and I really appreciate it. And as someone who's neurodiverse, this is what the world feels like to me. So it was just beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you, man. First of all, thank you. You're asking what my process is for writing or animation?
I guess for both, man. Like, what inspires you? I guess also for the actors as well. Like, how important was it for you during the process of recording this to understand what exactly you were saying?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty important. I mean, I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. If that makes any sense? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. So yeah, I definitely am just putting sincerity into it. Writing-wise, this is, if you ever see the film, this is like a continuation. In the film, Spork, it starts with Spork hitting Betsy Biatch in the face with a basketball, and it literally breaks her nose, and there's blood. It's like a dark comedy. And I grew up on In Living Color, and like my sense of humor is obviously very jagged. It's very 90s. so I like that dark comedic thing, but I also like insight. I love, Fern Gully, and I'm the guy that cried at the end of Aladdin. I'm an emo kid. So I like the fusion of the two. And my process, I guess, with this pilot was a continuation where Spork sort of learned that like smashing Betsy's face. I thought in part one it was like all about just loving yourself, like Spork, and the message is like, no matter what they say, love yourself, credits. And I thought that was like a great message to just put out there, because that's what people do. But then I realized people started loving themselves, not people, who am I, 8 billion humans, I don't know. But what I've noticed in my bubble and then venturing online, loving yourself really just isn't, like, it's not the whole thing. Like, you also have to love other people, and you have to understand other people. And accepting yourself is so important, but we have to accept other people too. And I realize that no matter who you are, no matter what your creed is, people tend to build these bubbles around themselves, even oppressed people. And it makes sense, because that's what happens when you're oppressed. You have to protect yourself and stand up for yourself. But sometimes you become the knife in that process. And I speak from my own experience. Like, I've sort of took it to a place that made me turn into the very thing that I was sort of pushing back against. And that's humbling for me, that's embarrassing for me. So my process with this was to continue the feature into a first episode that sort of flips it on its head. Like, I'm a queer, non-binary, like, filmmaker, but here I am being like, don't hate straight people, like, who, you know what I mean? But there was something about flipping it on its head that I thought was sort of refreshing. And I think that people, I'm trying to speak to people who would probably clown queer people. I will make, and I'm making a series that's actually gonna make kids snicker and laugh at things that probably aren't funny. But I'm hoping that I can get them to sit through this, and by the end of it be like, yeah, facts. And I get them to sort of open up and listen without being like, be a nice person, don't be mean. Like, that's just corny. Like, it just doesn't land.
It is.
No, anyways, that's it.
Thank you.
One last question, and this is for you, JB. So obviously, when filmmakers put their heart and soul into their craft, sometimes they're working through things, and they end up being maybe therapy sessions or things they just need to work out just to put pen to paper kind of thing. I want to know, first of all, at what stage are you with your development process? You have a lot of concepts, a lot of theories, a lot of interpersonal conflicts that you've portrayed in this project. At what point are you saying you're ready to tell us this is what you're showing who you are? And is that validation there? And overall, is this project more for you to accept your own concepts, or is it that you're done and you want to know the rest of the world needs to catch up with you now?
Oh, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't really put myself in such a powerful place in my mind, and that's not like a what was me thing. Like, honest to God, I think I came out of the womb feeling like I'm the shit. I really do. And I think I had to sort of dial it back. I have a lot of memories of being a little too cocky. So, but at the same time, I don't want to be self-loathing. So me finding that balance is sort of my own personal journey. I'm not necessarily trying to preach. I'm not trying to put myself in this. I am not an intersex individual. I don't have the basis to be like, this is what it's like to be intersex. That's not my place. I mean, I have the privilege to work with intersex actors and intersex characters, but I would never, ever try to cross that line to be like, this is what it's like to be intersex. I'm like, that's not my space. So I'm not trying to say that. I don't want to say my journey is in this fully. Of course, I'm an artist. Like, everyone who writes their music, and like, you're gonna put yourselves into your art to a certain limit, but for me, this is definitely not autobiographical or like that. hold space for that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm Jay Bizzle outside of this. I take my lessons, I put it into it, but I am trying to keep it humble pie a little bit. I don't want to be like, this is how it is. It's more exploratory. That's why the episodes ends. I want to talk. I want to chat with people. Like, it was just me up there, but in the series, I want it to be with me and one other person, ideally like a big person, so we can hear what it's like. You know what I mean? I'm like, so what's up, Pedro Pascal? Like, what is it like for you to like lie to yourself versus lie to other people? And I'm be like, what? I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. And so I can learn too. So I think I'm less of a preacher and less of a, I'm more of an explorer. I just want to explore with other people.
You also want to see everybody win too.
Hell yeah. Like, absolutely.
She said he wants to see everybody win. So I know Shefik asked his last question. I'll ask mine, and it's definitely more of along the lines of, you know, on the film side and marketing, and why we do this is to get these projects out, get distribution. I asked this question for all the other filmmakers. You are coming out the gate with a really powerful piece. You have some really powerful names within this project. What advice would you give to filmmakers who are looking to do the same thing that you're doing so they can get the same star power that you have behind this project, so that they can kind of move in that same trajectory? Because, you know, it's not easy. What advice would you give in that space? I mean, because at the end of the day, like if you say, okay, well, you come with Coco. Coco here in Harlem, you know, she's icon status to the culture, right? If you go to karaoke in Harlem on any given night, 9 times out of 10, somebody's singing Weak on the karaoke goddamn machine. I say that because
they were
that
literally
right
singing
there.
it when you arrived. She was singing.
So to have her in such a powerful position for the community to see her in that aspect, in a space she's never been in, we're going to support whatever she does, and we're going to make sure it's bad as hell, and we'll make sure you do her right. That's number one. But then we're going to support and elevate that. What advice do you give to others who's looking to do the same thing? And Coco, you can chime in on this, and you guys please chime in, because you're all powerful in what you do. My God, you choreograph, they not like us. That is the anthem for us right now. So, yes, just give you that. What's the advice?
I mean, it's so one-dimensional and boring to say this, but all I can think, the first thing in my mind is to like, just don't stop. And it sounds so like, well, duh, like who wants to stop? I'm like, no, I know, but I don't know what else to say other than don't stop. Everybody on here, I know their path extensively. I researched all of them so much, and I'm a fan of their work. Even speaking of Coco, like, I don't want to go too into her diary because it's not my space, but Coco's been grinding for a minute, and she made it happen. And SWV was not an easy road. You know, I did that short documentary on SWV before they had their show on BET, and I had to sit down with each of these girls, and I want to stay, you know, off the cuff with it, but like Coco did a lot of work. You know, she had to really make that work, and she.
Isn't that scary for you though? Because you have like, particularly in, you know, not to, I can only talk about the community I know, so it's not to exclude anybody else here. But when it comes to Black icons like SWV, and you put them in spaces that they're not familiar with in films, how scary is that? Because not only do you have to do her right, but then if you don't, you have to deal with us.
Yeah, facts,
right?
actually.
And that is something that's gotta be, like, how do you deal with that? That's gotta be scary for you. Because if your next episode, she might be fine with it, but I'm sure she'll tell you, she might be fine with something, but the community be like, hell no, what is you, no. And now we gonna get you. So how are you gonna balance that?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to answer that. My gut instinct is to be like, I'm just gonna create as I feel is the most authentic to what it is I'm trying to do, and everything else is going to fall by the wayside. And I feel like hearing myself say that, there's a form of narcissism in that approach. And I sense it, but to be 100 with you, I have a hard time letting go of that, because I really do feel as artists, if your goal is to get something out that you feel is going to sort of be good for the world and going to bring people together in a non-sort of white savior way or self-righteous way, like if you feel like, no, honestly, this helps my life, this helps other people's lives, this is something I want to see, and I don't, so I'm going to go out there and make it. And I would hope I would have the sense and the judgment not to do something that is actually going to be like catastrophically offensive, because to be honest with you, I don't mind offending people. There's some really putting jokes in there. I grew up on A Living Color. There's a lot of things that would not fly today on A Living Color, and I'm cackling by it. And a lot of things are good. There's a lot of progression that came out of that. There's a lot of people that get really hurt by it. It's like, I'm just kidding. I'm like, I know you're just kidding, but you're actually hurting people. And I grasp that. So I'm gonna try to do the best I can, but either way, I'm gonna be dead. Everyone in this room is gonna be dead. There's nothing you can do about that. And that doesn't make me feel sad. I mean, it does, but you know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, like, whatever. If I have to like go bag groceries, I don't really give a shit. Like, I'm gonna do my art, and that's that. But I say that with the awareness that I would never openly try and hurt anyone or misrepresent a community. And if I did, I'm happy to say sorry.
And then you also have to deal with the central voice of sport, that is coming from a very LGBTQ trans space. So how are you going to make sure that she's not drowned out, or the voice of this entire piece, which holds the voices of everybody here, is based on this character that is very anti-establishment right now? How are you going to deal with making sure sports voice is still heard in a society that's trying to censor anything that has to do with diversity, LGBTQ, trans issues, trans rights, and then just people just trying to be human?
Well, again, the impetus of everything that I'm going to do in this is going to be trying to put something forward that betters our world, not according to me, but according to anybody on this stage or anybody who walks any of their secular lives. So, like I said, I don't want to do anything that makes it sound or represent myself like as if I know what it's like to live an intersex person, individual. I invited River to the writing room when it goes to series, because I was like, I think it's important. If I'm going to do something called Spork or the Sport cartoon, I should probably have a voice in the writing room. So that will take care of that. Second to that, I don't really want Spork to be the only voice in this. This is something I really want to be universal, and I wanted to touch on topics that personally I feel open the mind. I think gender is probably one of the best ways to get our species to question their existence and their consciousness. I think blue for boys, pink for girls is so primary, and it's so simple, and it's so like basic. But when you think about what that means for a girl to have a haircut that looks like a boy, or for a boy to act in a way that's like a girl, the term effeminate. And when you dig deep into that, like, what does it mean to be a woman, and why do women act that way? And does estrogen have anything really to do with the way a person acts, or testosterone? And where's that line? And how much of it is society-based and perception-based? And all of this is like, oh God, change the channel. But these questions, this perspective on existence, it goes so much further than being gay or non-binary or cis or black or white or trans or intersex. Like, these are all sort of like big deals and important identities. But at the end of the day, they're all just flowers on this bigger tree of existence. Like, we're all going to die. And whatever happens after or before this has honestly very little to do with any of these things. And to me, that sort of like, that moment is what I'm after, inside myself, but also in my work. So I don't, I want Charlie to transition. Like, I think that would be incredible for people to see Charlie go up to Spork and be like, hey, Spork, I have a question. Is it like okay if I become your girlfriend? And it's like, what? And I want kids in high school to watch that and to have fun with it and to be funny and dark humor and be witty and not so like fragile. I'm with that. But on the flip side, open your consciousness, because then I think it leads to environments and oil, and the whole Pandora's box opens up on like what it means. And suddenly people start to swag different with each other. All of this coming down to this little kernel of something as simple as gender or sexuality. So, yeah.
You and I could talk about these things forever. Like, we really could, and I know we got a limited time. Do we have any more questions from the audience?
Hi, everybody. First, I want to start with JB. You are amazing because the movie is so deep that the thought of that movie, you creating that means it's all in your head. So for you to do that and to be freely, to put that on film, I want to clap my hands for you. You are wonderful. And I didn't even know I was talking to you that whole time. JB, you are something else. I want to say, so Coco is my sister best friend. I work for SWV, I work for Coco. I've been her friend now for 16 years. She has been talking about being the voice of an animated character forever. Sometimes she don't even want to sing anymore. I'll be like, girl, we gotta go get this bag. But I wanna thank you, JB, for allowing her dream to come true, because I sit on this stage, on this side, taking care of her, and I see how many people she pours into with just her music. And for you to pour into her like that and allow her to see her dream come true, I want to clap for you again. And JB, you embodied who she is, because that's how she act for real. Like, people don't even know it. So I whispered to her, I said, girl, all he did was let you act out yourself. So that was very cool. And Coco is a mother of a young man that is LGBTQ. So this whole thing is absolutely beautiful. So I want to clap for JB. Thank you.
I want to say this, and I want to talk to JB directly. I don't know you personally, but what I'm going to say is I'm mad at you. Let me tell you why I'm mad at you. Because one thing you did here that you should not have done was brought a Labubu in this place here for Coco. She is Labubu all the way down at home, and you just actually added to collection here with this Labubu here. So I'm kind of upset that you brought a Labubu here for this one right here, because that's all we're going to hear about is this Labubu shit all night long, all week long. But I want to say congratulations to what you have done here. You have turned things into something that's positive, that everybody needs to continue to understand that we need security, we need community, we need something that we can actually reflect on and understand that there is a voice out here for everybody. So thank you just for that, for putting that on film, that everybody can have some type of security in which they see themselves in this film. So congratulations to you on that.
That's it.
So I know that you have to go. So if you want to leave the stage really quickly, or however you need to move in this moment, we support you with it. Don't feel bad. Girl, handle your BI. Do what you got to do. We're wrapping up. We're almost finished. One more. We got one more.
I had to ask because, like CR said, we've been jamming to you. You're the #1 pick for karaoke. I had no idea that you were into voice acting as well, so I had to ask the question: What is it like for you to express your voice in a different way?
It was very exciting, almost like freeing. I was in the studio. We didn't even film when I was in the studio, and I was just like, it was like a dream. I just went somewhere else with it, and I just let myself go, and it was a great time. Sometimes going in the studio to sing is very stressful for me. I do not like singing in the studio. It makes no sense. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of it, even though I've sold millions of records. But this was different. I really enjoyed myself, and I talked about it for a long time, and I was like, yes, I would definitely do this again. Definitely.
I hope you do. We loved it. Thank you.
I think we got one more. Yes.
For the dancer in the back, You said that, you came within the LA culture, and where can we find you at?
Hi, Loco. Well, okay, so I dance for Tommy the Clown. If you don't know who that is, well-known staple in Los Angeles, California. That's where I'm from. LA in the house. He's been doing it since 1992. I joined my freshman year of high school, which was 2013, and I've been doing it ever since. So you guys could look him up on Google, Instagram, YouTube. Our YouTube channel has over 1 million subscribers. We have another YouTube channel, Tommy's Hot Girls, which me and my bestie down there, we are over the hot girls. So we have like our own little all-girl group. Shout out to the girls, and we train the girls, and we take them around like LA, and we hop out and we do our thing. So yeah, that's where you guys can find me. And my personal Instagram is Layleezy, LAAYLEEEZY, and I am the hot girl of the hot girls.
So I want to thank all of you for participating with us tonight and being a part of the 10th Annual Hip Hop Film Festival. This is an amazing community of storytellers that can use your talent and that are here to support JB and his future endeavors. There are a myriad of directors and actors and folks here in the room who have just as storied as careers as you guys. We have Emmy winners in the house. We have just everybody at any level is here. So please make sure that you guys connect and say hello. Make sure you connect with us at the Harlem Film House. We're here to support you guys, whatever you need. You want to do some more voice acting work, we got plenty, okay? Just hit JB up. JB knows how to hit me up. We've become fast friends over these past couple of months, and I really support you. I really think what you're doing is dope. And you know why? My daughter. So you have a very special spot with me, and I need you to know that. I think what you're doing is dope. This message is dope, and it's needed. And you brought Coco in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like, my sister's gonna love you for that forever.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And
I know I'm a guest.
I saw you dancing out there. I got some video of you. I think you're absolutely. Can you teach me that Otis challenge? The what? The Otis challenge. I'll show you the video outside. Don't worry about it. I'll show you. But yes.
Wait, because earlier you mentioned that I was the choreographer of the Not Like Us. I'm not the choreographer. I do know her personally.
Oh, correct me, please, yes.
Shout out to Charm LaDonna. That's the girl, the woman who choreographed the video. But I am the star girl in the Not Like Us video. I was the girl who was crip walking in the beginning, and then in the end, we all came back and did a choreographed piece that was choreographed by her. But I just wanted to clear that because I don't want to take nobody hard work credit. So give her all the credit, but I was the girl in the video.
And that's dope, because people don't do that too often. We just see you doing a dance with like, okay, that's her. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Round of applause for this amazing cast one more time. Round of applause for Sheffield.
Before we go, one quick minute. So as we close the 10th anniversary of the Hip Hop Film Festival, I just want to say I've known CR since 1992.
Stop. Why you? Oh.
All right. 1992. You got to claim your life here, right? I've known her so long, even before she was CR. I don't even know where that came from.
Stop it.
So, I just want to say, it's like I'm proud of what you've done here for the past 10 years. I've witnessed your growth. We went to college together in the State University of New York, all the way in Plattsburgh, New York. Ooh. For those who know, Plattsburgh is all the way up there. Yeah, and we've had a lot of adventures together. We talked about a lot of things. She sings, so you know. That was going to be some of the early things we were supposed to do together. But I just want to say thank you for what you do, because without you coming into your calling, we wouldn't be here today. All right? Not only for what you've done for the culture and the community, what you've done for me, you brought me along for the ride. You invited me to stages such as Schomburg. We shared the Apollo stage together. We've started at the National Black Theater together. During COVID, we did not stop. We literally went around the world virtually. We talked to filmmakers in Africa, in Asia, all over the world. And you did that. You did not want to stop. So thank you for that. Thank you for bringing it. So 10 more years. Can we do it? 10 more years. Yeah, so thank you,
As long as y'all
CR. Thank you,
continue to
CR.
show up. Now, before we leave, JB has graciously allowed me to use some of this time to announce the winners with the festival. So I'm gonna go ahead and allow our this amazing cast to go back to your seats. You guys can just give us a few more minutes and we're gonna let everybody go. But I wanna tell you guys who really did the thing. Oh, he wants one picture before we leave the stage. One picture, guys.
We need the cast again. Cast, right quick. One photo. Well, we lost the lead, though. Okay. Everyone say hello to my mother. She's about to leave now. And my cousin John, he came all the way from Dallas to join us today. So.
All right, so we are going to get through this very quickly. How many of my filmmakers are in the building? Please raise your hands. Okay, we got a few. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting this screening. All right. So the first award that I'm going to talk about is what I call the Tubman Award. I started giving out the Tubman Award to provide a space and give sight and time, space and time, to someone who used film to actually change something or give out a very powerful message. So this year's Tubman Award nominees is the documentary Diligence, the short Word, and If They Took Us Back. The winner of the Tubman Award is the movie Word. The reason Word was selected is because it was a take on the use of the N-word. And we thought that it was just a powerful proposition, and so we gave that award. The Act Up Screenwriters Challenge nominees were Rules, Mink, and Racism is Funny. The winner of the Act Up Screenwriters Challenge is Racism is Funny. Best Original Screenplay, we have the nominees of Word, Laundry, and Break a Leg. The winner of the Best Original Screenplay, Break a Leg. Best Production Design, the nominees was Blood Tax, Rock Island Prison, and If They Took Us Back. The winner for Best Production Design was Blood Tax. Best TV Ready City Series, we have Halfway House, Bishop and Cheney, and Spark Art Tune. And the winner of Best TV Ready Series, Spark Art Tune. Best Short, the nominees are Perdido, Baldy, and Laundry. The winner is Baldy for Best Short. Let me sit down now. Okay. Ooh. Best Documentary. We have 54 and Counting, Inongo, and I Was the Weirdo. Best Documentary, I Was the Weirdo. Best Director, Go, Perdido, and If They Took Us Back. Believe the winner, Best Director, is Perdido. The biggest award of the festival is what we call the Best of the Fest. The nominees, If They Took Us Back, Perdido, and Inongo. The Best of the Fest is, wait a minute, I didn't give y'all the Best Feature. Let me scroll back. Best Picture, Hip Hop Time Machine, Perdido, If They Took Us Back. Best Picture, or Best Feature, is If They Took Us Back. And now for Best of the Fest. Once again, the nominees were If They Took Us Back, Perdido, and Inongo. The winner of the entire festival that just puts together everything this festival is about in one neat package and will represent the world, represent the Hip Hop Film Festival for the world for the 10th anniversary is Inongo. Now, as you guys know, for us, the awards is very secondary to what we do. If you made it into this festival, you already won. I hate doing awards. If you know me, y'all know I hate awards. I hate that y'all make me do this every year because I don't like to pick and choose, right? But we do have a streaming network that belongs to you and us. So we don't leave this festival this year with trophies. We leave with checks. So if your film was rented or watched during the festival, you get a cut of that. What festival is doing that? Do you want a check or you want a trophy? What are we talking about right now? Going forward, I'm no longer going to do awards. We're going to do checks. Is that all right with y'all? Can we do away with that model? And I get it. I understand it. But, you know, we're not ABFF. We're not those, and we don't do that. This is hip hop. We need to make a way out of no way, and we have a way to do it. The world has changed, and the arts have been completely defunded. This 10th anniversary was supposed to be, could have been way bigger if we had the funding to do it. But in that crucial moment, the administration stripped everybody, even the people that fund us. And so we had to think of a new way, or like, you know, well, why is this a thing? Let's really begin to depend on one another to get this shit done. And if we stop asking for frivolous things and get to the work and get to the reason of why we do this, that shit don't matter. What is a trophy going to do for you? But a check is going to allow you to fund the next project. It's going to allow you to pay your crew. It's going to allow you to do it again. It's going to allow you to rent out a building that needs the financial support, right? And we do that by relying on each other. So if you have not already, make sure that you put your donation in, do your $7 for My Fresh TV. That belongs to y'all, not me. Not me. It belongs to you guys. When you sign up for the festival, it's automatic, it's already in the stuff. It's already set up, easy peasy. If you don't want your film in there, just send a letter, write a note. Hey, I don't want that money. Good luck to you. Peace. I got another deal. And that's good for you. But for everybody else that's in there, that's how we fund new programs. So if we get 1 subscriber, we split that. If we get 10 subscribers, we split that. If we get 10,000 subscribers, we split that, and we have a fund for the people on the platform to continue to make more movies. We all saw shorts this year that we wanted to see more of. That's what that fund could be used for. So that's my directive going forward. And I'm going to be on y'all asses. We need 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 people giving $7. That is a powerful proposition. It keeps us in business, it keeps your projects funded, and it makes sure that you get a check every month, just based on how many subscribers we have. Y'all all right with that? Are y'all all right with that? How many of you have subscribed already? Ian? Okay. Why haven't the rest of you done it? I'm just saying. myfreshtv.com, you can do it right from your phone. It belongs to you. If it fails, it's on you. I'm going to do my part. I hope y'all do y'all part. With that being said, I love all of y'all. 10 years, baby. Let's make it to 11. All right? God bless. Good night. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Good night, everybody. Make sure you subscribe on your way out.